How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Big Gold Belt Media with another review. It is your boy Damien G, and I am joined not by Cam, but I am joined by Stevie over on my left-hand side over here. Stevie, like Stevie Nicks. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
I am doing swimmingly, unlike this show we're about to review. For all of you who are interested in the Fallout video game series, this is a non-spoiler review of the Fallout TV series released on Prime Video April 10th, all in one shot. So this will be a non-spoiler review. A lot of should you watch it, some comparisons, some parallels to, let's say, the video game itself, which, as many of you know, I may not have a lot of experience of jumping into things when it first starts. So Stevie's here to kind of fill in some of the blanks for me and just to let me know if I'm off base. But we'll get right into it. Have you ever seen a show, Stevie? Have you ever seen a show where the main characters should carry the vehicle, but you wind up rooting for the bit part characters? Right? And in our case, because I think we both can attest to this, we liked the bit part character of the dog.
I love the dog. It's not dog meat, but I love the dog.
No. I love me the dog. And I say this as someone who tried to go into this with an open mind. I've only played 1 hour of the game, where everybody in our group chat has made fun of me for only playing an hour. And it was Fallout 3. But this apparently has a decent cast, headlined by Walton Goggins from Predators, Justified, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So he's a really good actor.
And I think he's in Hateful Eight too.
There we go. See?
In those movies. And I think Django.
Was he in Django?
I think he was in Django.
Possibly.
That's something I might have to Google.
I feel like he would fit in perfectly in that world of Django Unchained. But
definitely Hateful Eight.
But you would think, hey, if it's got this kind of a cast, and Kyle McClanahan, who's been around probably since before I was even born, so you figure, okay, we got some substance here. But I can say this, folks, normally I wait to the end to rate something, but I'm going to give this a D just to start off, because I was bored to tears. The pacing was slow. The music was probably one of the only redeeming qualities, when it gave the foreboding music where you think something's about to happen, like in a video game. But aside from that, I could have took a nap, woke up, and I still would have not missed much. So I'm going to throw it to you, Stevie. Let the audience know what your initial thoughts were on Fallout.
It made me want to play the game again.
Really?
It made me want to play Fallout 4 again. But otherwise, it was okay. I could say it was just like okay. Like, it wasn't the worst thing that I have seen, but it's not The Last of Us. Like, it's not up to that caliber
that's
of a show.
A wide gap there. The Last of Us.
It's, when it comes to video game related things, not like that, but definitely better than probably some of the other things that are out there.
Wow.
Yeah. I definitely, like, I get what you mean by the slow, but also, like, it being slow, but I also feel like that's a lot of Fallout. That's like a lot of the game. There is moments where it's going to be so slow. There's a bunch of moments like that, and then it's going to pick up with the gameplay. So I think it, like, I was like, okay with that. You know what I mean? I feel like this is how the game is. The music I loved. The music was spot on. Like, a lot of the 1950s, like, type of music.
Jingles.
So good. That's totally Fallout. Love that. And that it was just like really the acting that I wasn't like. It was just like, besides you know the Ghoul character, everyone else was just kind of like they were just kind of meh. Like, so, like Maximus and whoever the other guy was that was with him. I totally forgot who he was. I was like,
exactly.
I was like, I don't like them. Like, I was like, are they gonna die yet? Like, what's going on? Like, I was like, But definitely, I do like Lucy. I do like the main character. I feel like that
Okay.
she fits the world of Fallout. I like the fact that she is the audience in a sense because, you know, in every Fallout game, it kind of starts out with you leaving a vault, and the people who live in the vault, they don't know what's going on the upside on the wasteland. So
Okay.
she's our, for maybe people who haven't played the games, she is our eyes. So she is us exploring the world, which is why I was okay with it being a little bit slow because they're trying to build up the world for maybe people who don't know what it is. Like, but that's, that's just my opinion.
No, but and that's fair
Yeah.
because when I saw Lucy's character, and it was funny because I was texting one of our group members in another chat, and I said, "This is corny." I think for me, that was the number one prevailing thing when Lucy's character was all cheery and all full of hope and we can do it. I just
Yeah.
wanted to slap the living taste out of her mouth throughout this episode, throughout the show, and then we start to see that it ain't all sunshine and rainbows there, lady. And she gets a rude introduction to the wasteland, like you said. We have ghouls, which I thought was probably the best part of the makeup department, was the
Yeah.
depiction of ghouls. We got the Vault Raiders. What was that? Quetzalcoatl, whatever the name was. The also
Axolotls.
so what
Axolotls.
now?
Axolotls.
Gesundheit. And what are those?
Well, axolotls, that's like a real thing. That's like a fish or whatever they are. Are they fish or amphibians? It's like a real like creature, but they're mutated. So now it's like a giant axolotl.
Oh, see, I was calling it Quetzalcoatl, but okay, no, I'll rock with that. So let's talk about really quick the
Mhm.
makeup and the special
Yeah.
effects, because even though this is a Prime Video vehicle, you would think this has like, okay, we got some cachet behind this to have some good special effects.
Mhm.
With the exception of one or two things, like let's say the bullet time slowdown
Yeah.
aspects,
Mhm.
I was not really blown away by the set design.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by the costume design. It was giving, and forgive me again for the
Mhm.
audience, I'm not that well versed with the games. Mad Max, but if I was watching it as a mockumentary and we had the lowest of budgets of Mad Max Fury Road, that's what I got from it. So, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I think so. I think the special effects, besides like you said, the slow motion and stuff like that, I could agree it was a little bit. It was bad. It wasn't that good. You
Be
know what I
honest,
mean? It
it was
wasn't.
bad.
It was bad. I'm trying to be nice because I love Fallout, but but no, it wasn't that good. But I did like the costumes. I think the
Okay.
vault suits look really good. I
Yes.
love the vault suits. I think the Pip Boys look really good. I wish you kind of saw more of the Pip Boys because that's such like a big thing in the game is the Pip Boys. Um, and I do like the wasteland was kind of not good. I didn't like the way the wasteland looked. It could look a lot better. And the vaults I thought were okay too. I thought the vaults looked pretty good in terms to like how it would look like in the game. Also, there's another thing too. In the games, there's not a lot of um active vaults. Like there's not a lot of
Hmm.
people in them.
Okay.
So usually you're the only one that kind of leaves, and they're either abandoned or there's people like frozen inside. Nobody actually leaves. So this is like the first time that you actually see like an active. There's actually people living here. Vault.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of it, a lot of the vaults that I have seen, they're always like messed up. They're always old, decrepit because they've been abandoned. So that was a little different, but I thought, like the costume design, I thought it was good.
Okay. And you mentioned the vaults. So
Mhm.
again, novice coming in here.
Yeah.
You mentioned that they're not supposed to be fortified like a burgeoning city, as it were.
Yeah.
So being that what we saw from one vault to the next, we saw one post raid, we saw pre raids, post raids, and everything in between. Are fans of the show going to appreciate that type of aesthetic? Because I didn't know what to expect because I'm familiar with the Raiders, but
Yeah.
it was still a little janky to me. Like, so if you're like you're a fan,
Mhm.
will the
Yeah.
fans be happy with that kind of set design or that kind of portrayal, because it's not always easy to bring the graphical know-how from a game and make it live action. So was it a pretty decent depiction, or was there a lot of room for improvement?
I think it was a pretty good depiction. Again, there's not a lot of live active vaults. I think the closest thing that I probably saw, no, even that one was not really, there was not really anybody in it, was maybe 76. I haven't played Fallout 76 in a really long time. But, again, there's not a lot of people in the vaults. I think maybe the one that got raided, that looks more of like, that looks closer to maybe what the games would be. Because because a lot, like I said, a lot of them are always like messed up and stuff like that, because people don't live there anymore, so I think that one was maybe a little bit closer to what I remember, because it's been a while since I played a Fallout game. I feel like that one is a little bit closer, but
okay. So for all you watching at home here on YouTube, just let us know in the comments if you thought it was an actual accurate depiction from game to real life, because we know that could be a little 50-50. Looking at you, everything directed by Yue Bowl when it comes to video games to live media. So I gave it a D because, again, I note the slow pace. I note, like you said, the bad acting, at least in my opinion. Oh, especially, hold on, and I don't like to call people out, but let's see, what's his name? Aaron Moten as Maximus. I don't know if it was the script. I don't know if he just reminded us of Jonathan Majors a little bit too much and we got some Kang on the brain.
Right.
But dry isn't even the word I want to use, but that's the best one I'm going to come up with.
I would have to agree. He was not my favorite. Every time those he came on screen, I was like, okay, this is boring. A lot of stuff with the Brotherhood of Steel was really boring. Like, I was just like,
and who are those people, for those that don't know the game? Who are the Brotherhood? Can you expound on that?
Yeah, so the Brotherhood of Steel, I can expand on it a little bit because, again, not too familiar or remember a lot of it, but basically they are part of the government, I believe. Okay. They were part of the New California government, and they are in charge of trying to find all the machinery and all weapons and stuff like that, and they're trying to take those back from it, and they're trying to find it all so they could keep it from themselves, because they don't think that people should have them. So basically they're trying to, in their eyes, they're trying to prevent like another apocalypse type thing by doing that. And then also they're kind of like militarized, like religious, like
zealots.
Yeah, kind of like that, because I noticed it when I'm like, okay, they're calling him clerics and stuff like that. That's a very religious thing, and they keep referring to things like as their god. I think they were doing a few times in the show. So they're kind of something like that. Kind of, again, I'm not too familiar. I don't really remember. My boyfriend probably would know because he's a big Fallout fan. So nice. So he would probably know a little bit more better than me. But I think that's the gist of it. But you guys could correct me if I'm wrong.
Down there. The first thing I noticed when I saw the suits, the armor, I said, who is this fake Megatron? Because I am a big Transformers fan. I automatically assumed that was a fake Transformer, a Decepticon of some sort. Even that design, and I hate to say it, and I'm not old enough to know when this movie came out. I know it was the 30s. But the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz suit looked better comparatively than what we saw here in Fallout. It looked like a bootleg Halo suit, and I don't know if that was the point, to look like a fake Master Chief. But hey, you work with what the budget you got is. But so let's dovetail this really quick. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's totally fine. That the suit also looked pretty close to the game, the power suit. So it does look pretty. So
it's supposed to look like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah.
Okay.
So I died in that suit so many times in the game. Oh my god.
So I will say I did enjoy the first person when they showed like Iron Man back in the Avengers days, when we see like the hub inside the suit. I thought those were cool. I like the voice modulation in the suit because then you don't know who's in the suit because you could
Yeah.
change up the voice. So I could literally jump in there and sound like Darth Vader and it would be just fine. But aside from that, again, there's not much I can say that's going to save this for me. This is
Yeah.
just my own rating, and people have been known to attack me in the comments. That's fine. But to dovetail this, should people watch this? Because if it's being all released on one day, typically that's not a good sign. If we have things like, let's say, X-Men 97 on Disney Plus that's being released weekly, we can go back to we can talk about that another day. We're going back to like Daredevil. Daredevil was released in one shot, right, on Netflix. But here, being released in one shot, I don't think helped it. Do you think this would have been helped? So, two-pronged questions: should people watch this? And number two, do you think had this been dropped weekly, like let's say The Boys or Gen V, would this have been a better reception?
So for the first question, I don't think it would matter if it was dropped weekly or if it was dropped in one shot. Like I said, I feel like the show is just okay. Like, I feel like there was nothing really gripping me to be like, okay, I'm excited for the next episode. I'm excited for next week. When like something like The Last of Us, like I was always like ready for the next episode. Let's go. Like, when is the next episode coming out? Or even The Boys or Game of Thrones. Like, I was always like, let's go to the next one. I can't wait for next Sunday. This never really got me to the point. I did enjoy what I watched, but I also feel like I liked it because I know the game. And I'm catching the references and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I know what that is. Oh, that guy said dog meat. Okay, that's the dog from the game. When he talked about like the thumbs up and stuff like that with the how you tell about like, I thought that was pretty cool because not a lot of people know what that is. Like when
I didn't know, so it was fun to figure that out for me.
Yeah. Like with the explosion, that's how you tell how big it is and stuff like that. That was pretty cute. I do like that, but I like more or less like catching the stuff from the game and being like, okay, I remember
Easter eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Not more or less, okay, I'm ready for the next episode. Like, I feel like I could binge this and I'll be fine. Like,
I'll be fine. It's fine.
I'll be fine. It's okay. It happened. It was cool. But yeah, should you watch it? If you're a fan of Fallout and you have something to do, if you have some time, I would say check it out.
Okay.
It'd be good. I don't think you would be upset that you saw it. But if you're not really into it, if you're not really a Fallout fan, you could probably give it a skip. Play the games. I would say play the games if you haven't played Fallout and you're interested. Play the games.
Okay.
Yeah, the games are really good. But yeah, it was more or less, I would say, check it out if you want to.
give me a letter grade, please.
I would say a C, maybe a C+.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
C+.
Plus.
I'm giving it a little bit of a plus because, again, I like the games. So
Fair enough.
I'll give it a little bit of the plus for the dog, the
Team
axolotl. The axolotl that was going to eat that guy.
Okay, so peel the curtain back just a little bit. There is one scene where the Quetzalcoatl, I'm going to call it, was about to eat this dude, and we both said, please eat him.
Please eat him.
Like in unison, we both said, please eat him.
Yes. He was so annoying. I don't even know what his name is.
And you know what's funny? If that was the point, to give you annoying characters, this would get an A from me. If the whole point of this series was to show me annoying characters that are detestable, they get an A. But for me, just again, you can give it a C+, that's fine. I will give it a D, and not D for Damien, but just it, like you said, if you're a fan of the show, give it a whirl.
Yeah.
But if you're not a fan of the game, I should say, don't be mad you skipped it. You won't be mad you skipped it. You won't feel shamed by your buddies or anything like that, in my estimation. It's going to make me want to watch a Let's Play maybe on YouTube to get better acclimated with the environment in the wasteland. But aside from, like I said, Walton Goggins, best actor on the show aside from the dog.
Absolutely.
And the music. I think get pluses and positives here. Do we miss anything?
I don't think so. I'm trying to. Yeah, no, I don't think we missed anything. I think we kind of like hit everything. Yeah, no, I definitely like it. Sorry, not liked it, but you know what I mean. I think we hit everything.
Look, as far as I know, a C+ is likability, so we're gonna say you liked it to a point.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for it to end, but you liked it to a point. And also, random cameos. Like, there was a couple of people. I'm like, we're both like, wait, is that so and so? Is that so and so? And we're thinking, oh yeah, it is. What the hell are you doing in this show?
Right? What are you? You know, I didn't even know you were going to be in this. Like, what? Like...
Right. And I love going into these series as blind, and not knowing who's who, and just if someone pops up for those moments, like we had in the chat, saying, "Well, isn't that so and so?" But really, that's how bad your career is going right now. You had to make a pit stop up in here.
Like Michael Rappaport.
Like supposed to be a non-spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
I didn't know his character was so.
Yes. Michael Rappaport's in this. And as a native New Yorker, even I can't stand Michael Rappaport when he's at Knicks games. So, yeah. So he popped up out of nowhere. Like I said, Kyle McClanahan. I'm like, wait a minute. Weren't you on Twin Peaks?
Right?
Like, weren't you on Sex and the City?
Dune? Like, the old Dune. Yeah, he's surprised me too, because I didn't watch the trailer for this. I never watched it. So I wanted
exactly.
Went into it blind, so I was surprised to see him. I'm like, oh wait, it's you. Okay.
And I think that's been done for a few other shows. For instance, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I did a review here on the channel where I said the guest stars, the cameo guest stars, were better than the actual performances of the main actors, because those are the most captivating parts of the story. Yeah. So for me to see, again, Michael Rappaport and Kyle McClanahan, it's like, oh, wow, cool. Like the captain from How I Met Your Mother's in this. And he's a doting dad. And it's so weird to see that. But aside from that, just, it gets, like I said, it gets a D from me. It gets a C+ from you. But let us know in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Fallout on Prime April 10th, I think. Oh yeah, April 10th. Wow, it released the whole thing on April 10th. Jesus Christ.
That says something.
Like Echo. I loved Echo, but they released it on the same day, and you know that was a death sentence. But
oh yeah. Do
you agree with me? Or do you agree with Stevie? Let us know in the comments below. Please subscribe, like, ring that notification bell, all that good stuff. Let people know. BigGoldBelt.com for all your reviews in terms of entertainment, wrestling, and the like, and we will see you next time. Peace.